Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the fourth time around with Books and Birthing with myself, Jabrina Speaks, and the amazing guest on tonight, Lady
Hey,
Ashley. How are you?
how are you? How are you? I'm great.
Good, good. So we're going to have people listen. This is time to join in before we start. Join in and share this video. This is the Books and Birthing. If you are interested in writing a book, if you started a book, if you're laying on a gift that you're trying to figure out what's going on, I have the amazing Lady Ashley here with me on tonight, and we're going to dialogue. So I want you to go come on in. Let us know that you are here. Let us know that you are here. Let us know that you are here and actually share this video. You never know who to bless. My name is Jabrina Speaks, and I'm super excited to be with you for the fourth round of the Books and Birthing with myself, Jabrina Speaks and friends. And tonight I have the amazing Lady Ashley with me. Lady Ashley with me. And guess what? I'll be with her tomorrow, but we'll discuss that later on. So, Ashley, how are you today?
I'm doing great today. God is still good. I made it. We almost to Friday, so can't complain.
Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Again, if you are just joining in, I want you to share this video and we're about to get started. So, again, my name is Jabrina Speaks and I am the host of this amazing Books and Birthing. God has given me a vision to bring my author friends on and to share with you of how to get your book started, of how to write a book. If you're sitting on a gift that you're trying to figure out what's going on, for the next few weeks, I have some amazing women joining me, and they're going to share their stories with you. It is tips, transparency, and truth on writing your book. So I have the amazing Lady Ashley with me. And Ashley, tell the audience the title of your book, please.
The title of my book is The Closed Chapter of an Open Book.
Oh, interesting. So, Ashley, do me a favor and share your information, share about your book. What inspired you to write that book? And then I really want to know where you got the title
All right, I got you. So, my book is called The Closed Chapter of an Open Book, The Birthing of Purpose.
from.
My book came from, or I was inspired to write this book by the Holy Spirit. So the Holy Spirit moved me to write this book as a testimony and a faith booster to those who have lost their parent. So I actually began writing this book when my mother was going through cancer. So I had lost my mother to pancreatic cancer at the age of 22. And this is what allowed me to write this book. So as I was going through the process, I had journals, like journals. But I started writing my book through a journal that my mother had given me, with a mom and a daughter on it, a praying mom and a daughter on it. And that's why I began to write my book. So the Holy Spirit led me. And the reason why I ended up with the title, The Closed Chapter of an Open Book, is that was a chapter in my life, but my story still continues.
Wow, wow. That last little message that you just said just gave me a whole wow moment because, like you said, your story continues. Hello, Sharice, your MOM sister on my girl Jerry Lynn Wash is in the building. So we thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for joining us. So, how long did it take you to complete your book?
Um, and do you mean as far as writing or as far as the complete process of
The complete
writing,
process,
publishing?
writing, publishing, everything.
So I'm gonna say my book actually it was written. My book had been written in my journals, and from my journals to my laptops, my pads and everything, the computer. I had my book written for a while, since my mom had passed, maybe like a couple years after. But God didn't release me to publish it yet. So I'm gonna say it was some years before God released me. My book was done. I actually was going. My chapters were written. Let me just say it like this: my chapters were written. as I was going through the process.
Can
So
you say that one more time?
my chapters of
Mhm.
my book were written as I was going through the different phases and processes of my story. So if you look at the different chapters, it's because the titles of my chapters are actually small chapters of my story of that particular time of my life. So I had began writing that already as I was going through it. So that's why it's so like emotional bound, or you can feel it, you can relate, and you can draw into the actual story. And I've received a lot of commentary that, you know what, I felt like I was there because I actually used how my heart felt for these chapters. So I'm going to say maybe like a couple years it was written, and then God released me maybe like 2.5 3 years, I'm gonna say, after
Mhm.
sitting with it, praying about it, praying over it, making sure that I'm releasing my testimony to those in the right time, for those who may need to be helped. So I'm gonna say within the range of maybe 4 or 5 years.
And you know what? You just touched on something that I think some people miss because sometimes we rush the process. And I'm glad you were one that was already writing, but you say God did not give it to you to release it right away. But what you did was you kept writing. And a
Mm-hmm.
lot of times people are writing and ready to, I'm ready to publish, I'm ready to publish, but have they seek that time with God to make sure that it's publishing season? You kept writing, but you did not publish. So to the person that's out there that is sitting on the book, don't stop writing. Though it may not be your publishing season, it is still your writing season. So you that really just touched me while you were saying that, because a lot of times we want to rush to get something done. But I'm glad that you said it took about 4 or 5 years. Your book was through your process before you could publish and release it. So that right there just really did something for me when you just mentioned that. So, question: did you self-publish or did you go through a publishing company?
So originally, so this is I self-published. Let me answer that first. I self-published, but I did seek advice from publishers or publishing companies. So I was actually blessed to be able to meet a publisher who did not find it robbery to share information. Many people know and some people don't, but my father is an author, and he had published a book prior to me even publishing the book. So I did reach out to that company just to check and see, what were the options. And I actually had a consultation with this person, the owner of the publishing company, who just asked me, what is it that you're looking for? What are you going to do? Like, what is the story about? And I'm going to put a pin right there if you don't mind. um that when you're going to publish, or and let God lead you at the same time too, on which route that you should go. When you're going to publish, it's okay to sit with the publishing company, know your options, know what you want, know your why. I'm going to say that, know your why. Why are you writing this story? What is your why? What is your reason for wanting to write this book? And then once you have that why, who, what, when, where, and how comes along as well. So I sat down with that publisher. She asked me a few questions of, what am I looking for? What is this story about? What services do you think that you need? And, we had a great conversation. I let her know, listen, this is my baby. God has given me this. This is my baby. I have to handle this with care. I just can't go and, just say, just because it's a contract that somebody gives you, or they offer you an option, that you just go with that. So I ended up self-publishing. And believe it or not, the publisher actually said to me, here are some resources. See about them, check them out. but I really truly believe that you're able to self-publish your own book. And I said, okay. So later on, I'm gonna let you do your thing. I do have some tips to give those who are looking to publish or self-publish or just trying to find which way they're trying to go with it.
Well, I do have that question, but we'll save it so they'll stay on.
Mhm.
We'll save that. We will save that. So, next question. What were some of the challenges that you came up against, or if you had any challenges that you come up against while you were in the process of birthing your book?
Oh, contractions. So
Tell us.
I actually, yes, I actually did have some book baby contractions. So my biggest challenge was, as I had my deadline as to when I was going to publish what I was seeking after. That was my goal. But I also had a backup deadline just in case things did not go the way that they were supposed to go. So my hurdle or my contraction was I actually was dealing with sickness. So I actually was ill and trying to fight a specific sick diagnosis that I had, and it was rough. You know, I was out of work, but God gave me time really to sit, become well, you know, take that time. I was out maybe for like 4 months, take time, get well. And during that time, I really couldn't do much, but I was able to focus on my book. I was able to have more time to make sure that all the details, my I's were crossed, my I's were dotted, my T's were crossed,
Uh-huh.
everything was in order, and you know, allowing God to show me a couple of things that would make my story even better.
That right there just reminded me of Romans 8:28, that all things work together
Yeah.
for the good of those who love the Lord
Mhm.
according to his purpose. And you could have taken that time and been really down, but
Mhm.
God gave you the time that you needed to one heal, but then to also do what you need to do to get your book done. So
Yes,
that was a hurdle, but it definitely propelled you to getting your book done.
it did.
So
It did.
that's really good. Listen, that was a big step, but that was really good.
Yeah.
So my next question that I have for you is, how focused do you need to be when writing a book?
You need to be very focused. When it comes to writing a book, like I said, know your why. Your why is going to be the reason why you focus the way you focus. That determination has to be there. You're looking at the end goal. You know that you have something that you're trying to push out. And the only way you can do that is you have to focus. That's like giving birth, like we're talking about birthing books, giving birth. You have to focus, you know, your mind, your body, everything has to come into alignment in order for you to deliver a baby. Likewise with the book. If you want to push it out, if you want to birth it, you have to give that time. You know, you have to sacrifice. That's the biggest word. You have to sacrifice your time, you know, going out, whatever it is. When you have this book in you and you're trying to get it out, you have to be extremely focused. But you know, it all depends on what focus is defined as to each individual.
To that person.
Mm-hmm.
So again, if you're just joining in, this is the Books and Birthing with myself, Jabrina Speaks, and the amazing Lady Ashley on the line. She is here giving us nuggets and giving us details and everything of how to birth your book. This is the birthing season, and many of us are birthing a lot of things. So I'm super excited to have this guest, Lady Ashley, on with us. So my next question that I have for you is, so how long has your book been out?
My book has been out since 2018. It has
2000.
been published since 2018.
Okay, perfect. So have you or have you heard from any of your readers? Have you made any connection with the readers that have purchased your book? Do you have any stories you'd like to share about maybe their testimony after reading your book?
Mm-hmm. I have had connections with those readers. I believe I've seen some of them on here. I've had connections with them. I've been blessed to be able to speak to people who have, you know, let me know, hey, you know, this book is really good, but you know, I give God the glory because if it wasn't for him, then the book wouldn't even be here. If it wasn't for my circumstance, my test, my trial, the book wouldn't be here. But I've even had patients and stuff in my field that I work with that have purchased the book and have reached out, and they actually have told me, you know what, hey, this book really blessed me and what I was going through, and I bought like 10 copies for all my coworkers because they lost their moms too. So, God even allowed me to make sales, even though that's not what it's all about, to make sales just by one person being touched and wanting to help and share with someone else. But yeah, I've had commentary, I've had people say, you know what, you really helped me. Like your story really helped me from a dark place. It really pulled me up and encouraged me that I can move forward. I can have the faith to do this.
Wow, wow. So this is the time. Do you have any tips that you can share with the audience on Facebook and YouTube land, of how to become an author and what it takes? Just give us everything that you want to give us right now.
Okay, I'm gonna give y'all everything. I
Give it to us.
am. I'm gonna give y'all everything. So, like I already stated, know your reason why you are
Mhm.
writing this book. I believe that everyone here on this earth does have a story, whether God is leading you to blog or write a book, whatever it may be. But if the book is the option and the route that you want to take, know your why, know the reason, know what you want to talk about. Okay. Is it going to be a testimony? Is it going to be a self-help? Is it going to be a journal? Is it going to be a regular prayer journal? Then once you know that information, you know, set a deadline as to when you want this book to be done. Grab resources, come up with a feasible budget. Okay, when you know what you want, you know how you want it to look, you know the presentation. This book is a presentation of your life, of your story, whatever it is you're putting out here. This is what you leave behind when you're no longer here, so you want that to follow you. Come up with a feasible budget. It does cost. It depend. Even if you go with a publisher, they will give you an outline and a price, an agreement, a contract. There are things called royalties. That is your payment. Know if you want to make your money, or you want someone to share in making a profit off of you. So my thing was, God led me to self-publish, and the only royalties I get, I part is with Amazon. That's it. Everything else is all me. Um, know that you have to put some work into this project. Okay, you have to put work into the project. You will require a graphic designer. You'll require an editor. Uh, with publishing companies, you can choose that option, and they have a la carte services. So even if you don't want them to publish your book for you and you want to self publish, maybe you just need an editor. Maybe you just want to use their graphic designer. That's a la carte services. You pick a specific thing that you want to use. So know exactly what you want to do. Have in mind photography. There's a site called Digipod, and I did bring this out for y'all. I got it out the bin. Okay, so Digipod, I don't know if y'all can see it. So this is Digipod, and it says make your publishing dreams come true. So for all those who are trying to publish a book and you want to choose the option of trying to do it yourself, this was one of the greatest things that I was told to check out. So with Digipod, they do have little information inside of the book. They have color just to show you your options of what you can have, black and white. So Digipod is really good. I also was blessed to know someone who was also a first lady who has a self-publishing company and her services, and you can find her on Facebook. You can find her on her website, Successful You Publishing. So she is on Facebook, she's on Instagram, and she provides those services too. She has a website that is for self-publishers with all the resources and information that you need. So, like I said, know your why.
Can you share her information one more time?
Yes, it's Successful You Publishing. Successful You Publishing.
Okay.
So she is on Facebook. If you want her website, it's www.sypublishnow.com.
I need to get her on here so she could talk about that and let everybody know.
www.sypublishnow.com, and she has services to where you can go on there. So yeah, know your budget, stay within your budget, don't get discouraged. Understand that developing a book is not just a front cover, some pictures and some pages. There are things that require for your book to fit. So this is what's called a spine. Just so you guys can kind of get the feel. This is what's called a spine. Your interior and your spine must match. You'll need a graphic designer for your book cover. Most when you register, most companies want you to have your author name, your title, everything to fit on one thing. And if it doesn't, you really can't publish it. You have to make sure about the alignment of your book, the wording, the formatting. Um, you need to make sure that you think about within your budget that aside from graphic design, printing, you have printing, you have an editor, you have to file for copyright. You can do that on copyright.gov. They do have, I believe it's like $45 or $65 for you to file your application. For the self-publishers, I did the stuff, okay, for the self-publishers. And then you have to have an ISBN on the back of your book. Your ISBN is tied into your barcode. So you do need to go to Bowker, which you can Google and you can check that information out. But that's your identifier. They have packages depending on how many books that you feel that you're going to be writing. I believe I paid $125 for one ISBN and barcode. So depending on how many books you're going to write, if you're going to do 10, they have information for that. It ranges from anywhere from 125 to like 600 and something dollars, but you can get multiple ISBN. That way you can write your multiple books, already have it attached. So I just gave y'all a little information. I'm trying to give y'all as much as I can because I want you guys, for those who aren't on here, to be able to come back and kind of have somewhere to pull from so that you know. So yeah, get your format together, your manuscript, and I'll just encourage you, just keep writing until God tells you to stop. Keep writing. Don't get discouraged.
That is so good. Listen, you guys, Ashley just dropped some amazing nuggets. She even let us know that you can self-publish. She shared a book. Now, what was the book called? The little blue book you just showed us?
From DiggyPod.
DiggyPod. She dropped that. She dropped a publishing company. She just dropped some amazing nuggets. So make sure if you're just chiming in that you go back and watch this video, because if you are interested in writing a book and you want to self-publish, this young lady just gave you guys a lot of nuggets. And I'm sure if you reach out to her, she'll be able to assist you even more. But self-publishing can happen through everything that she encountered while writing her book, in the process of her book. She said it took about 4 to 5 years to get everything done because she wanted to make sure that she did not move out of the pace of God, that she stayed on the pace of God. And her story is multiple stories of her life. And that's how she was able to birth her book. So I can only say that her birthing was from a painful place, but it had purpose in the end. You said that it was a process of you losing your mom. So with that, I know that cannot be easy, but God allowed you to birth this book to help somebody else that was getting ready to walk down that same road after you, dealing with a mom that had cancer and they passed away. So I'm grateful that you were able to share your story on on tonight, and what you shared was definitely a lot of information. Definitely a lot of information. So before we get off, do you have anything else you would like to mention on tonight before I ask you the last two questions? Do you have anything else you want to mention on tonight?
Let's see. Let's see. I do. For all those aspiring writers, I want to just encourage you that if God has given you a story, to let Him be the author. Like, you are the author of the book, but He is the author of this story. He already knew before you were even here what was going to happen in your life. So allow God to lead you. Make God moves only when you're publishing these books. I have witnessed many people. I know a lot of different authors myself, a lot of people who have self-published, some who have went through publishing companies, and everyone's stories are different and their experiences are different. Let God move you. When you do your book, make sure that God, and I can't stress this enough, make sure that God is leading you, because what you put out there, you want to make sure that it is effective, that it ministers to other people. You want to make sure that the story that you put out here is not just anything. This is something that's attached to your name. You cannot take it back. You want to make sure that whatever you release, it is doing the will of God. It is making sure that whatever, like for me, for grief, I was asked, what is your target audience? You have to know your target audience. And then you have to have a secondary target audience. So for me, my target audience was grief, those who were grieving the loss of a mother. My second target was young women and women who have lost their mothers. So know your target audience. That way, when you put this book out here, you can minister to these people. You can make sure that you're being led by God. So for the most part, that's all I have to say. Just let God lead you. I know you can get anxious and excited, and you're like, oh, I got to get this book out. Oh, I can't wait to drop this book. Listen, I had a book all this time. I sat my butt down and I listened to God and I waited. And I tell you, no lie, after I released my book, there were people who I knew and had relationship with, and they lost their mothers, like back to back. There were individuals who lost their mothers. Had I released that story sooner or prematurely when I wasn't supposed to, then it wouldn't have reached the people that it was supposed to reach. So God knows when He wants to release you. Like we say, we want to have a book release. Listen, it's a spiritual release, because when you do this and you release these books, you are releasing blessings out into the atmosphere. When people's eyes read those pages, deliverance takes place, healing takes place. And that's what you want. You want to make sure that God is in the midst of it all.
Amen. Amen. I feel like we just had 2 seconds of church real quick.
I get an amen.
Right. Amen. 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 Okay. So this is a fun tip. Fun tips about who Lady Ashley is. Who Lady Ashley is. So tea or coffee?
Tea. Taylor's preferably.
That's right. Come through. Paperback or ebook?
Paperback.
Okay. Online or in store?
Both. A mixture.
A mixture. Okay. Facebook or Instagram?
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay. So before I let you tell them where they can meet you at, I want to talk about just a little bit about tomorrow, because I know that we'll be on tomorrow. I'll be on your platform on tomorrow. So I want to invite the people that are on here right now to join in with you on your platform on tomorrow. So tell us a little bit about what tomorrow is about, if you don't mind.
I don't mind. So tomorrow, I know this is book talk, but we're gonna have a little girl talk real quick.
Just real quick.
So God has blessed me to be able to do sessions called Before You Say I Do, for those who are desiring to be married, for those who are single in a relationship, even those who are married. And it's before you say I do, getting it in line with God. So not too many people are bold enough to just go out there and be like, yeah, God, I got this. So there are secular songs, I will call it secular songs, that are tied to a spiritual meaning. So I feel like every song is prophetic in its own way, whether it's R&B or whether it's church gospel.
Mhm.
So I've been having for the past week, starting from the beginning of February, so this whole month, I've been doing Before You Say I Do. I've had Just Jerry, I've had Pastor Delpha. Tomorrow I'll be having Jabrina, and we'll be talking about my first love. My first love. So knowing that God has to be your first love, He has to be the love of your life before you can love anybody else. And you guys can join in. It is done every Friday on Zoom. And if you want that access information, you can follow me on Facebook and join our Queen Talk group where we communicate.
Absolutely. So listen, tomorrow at 7:30.
7:30 p.m.
That tomorrow at exactly 7:30 p.m. Please make sure that you are following this queen so you guys can join us tomorrow on Zoom. Now, I know you gave them a little bit, but tell them how they can contact Lady Ashley.
All right, so listen, I'm a woman's type of woman. I believe in unity, I believe in connecting, being divine. So if you guys need that sister that's willing to walk with you through it, I'm a thug in the spirit and I will fight with you and for you. Okay. You can follow
Right.
me at Ashley Thornton on Facebook. I have a personal page and I have a public page. You can also follow me on Instagram at underscore I am Lady Ashley underscore, and also Ashley the author. That's underscore Ashley the author underscore. Those are my social media platforms. You can get connected, stay in the community of the queendom, and let's do ministry. I'm all about that ministry. Listen, for real.
Right. And you know what? That's what it's all about. When we do ministry, then we build the kingdom. And
Yes.
then we're all trying to build the kingdom, then we can do ministry. So that's what it's all about, connecting and making sure that we do ministry work. Thank you to everybody that joined in. Just Jerry, Donette, Tierra. Trying to go back through some of the people. Shantae, Miss Merchant, Keisha Ross. Thank you, ladies, for joining us. And the only reason I know that you guys are joining is because you guys are commenting. So then that's what makes it a little bit easier, so we know that you are in on us. Again, tomorrow night. Yeah, put it up, put it up, put it up. I need y'all to go grab the book. I need you to go grab the book. Bring it all the way up. Y'all see that book? I need you to grab the book. The closed chapter
Open book.
of an open book. So I need you guys to go grab a book. She will come back on the live when it's over and put in her information. So if you did not catch it, it'll be a part of the comments later on tonight. She'll come back and type all of her information there because I want to make sure you guys connect with this queen. This is the Books and Birthing with myself, Jabrina Speaks. And tonight we had the amazing Lady Ashley with us, this amazing author, this amazing woman. I am just super excited that we connected through Just Jerry's event. The beginning was in March. I can't even remember when it was.
Cancer brunch.
It's October. It was October because we wore pink. It was October. Was it? I don't even. Well, October. Yeah, I think it was
Cancer
October.
brunch. It was the
Okay,
breast cancer brunch.
okay. So in October, and we connected then, and I'm super excited that we are moving and moving ministry, building the kingdom to show women that you can meet for the first time and make a connection with your sister when God is in it. So I'm super excited to have the Lady Ashley on here with the Books and Birthing with myself, Jabrina Speaks, tips, transparency, and truth. Before we get off, do you want to say anything else? Anything else for tonight?
Just one last thing. For those ladies who are looking for encouragement and relatable topics, you can go to my website at www.iamladyashley.com, where I do blog. So every Monday I do drop a blog. God downloads and I unload. So you can catch each blog every Monday. I do drop a blog. You can catch up with the latest blogs there. You will also have the link to purchase the book if you like to do everything in one area, you can purchase the book through the website as well. Browse through, check out the blogs, and just be encouraged. God bless everyone who joined in tonight. I pray that if there is a book that you are trying to write, that you do not give up, that you continue to move forward. Don't stop writing even when it gets hard. Allow God to move that pen on that paper until you birth that book.
I told y'all we was going to church. We just went to church again. I love your spirit. I love you so much. Miss Lady Ashley is in the house. She is going to drop all of those nuggets in the comments. So you guys
Yeah.
make sure you connect with her. She is a jewel. She is a diamond. She is what you need. She's that big sister, little sister, word of encouragement. She is the all around girl, all around woman. And I'm super excited to connect with her and to actually be on her platform on tomorrow. So you guys make sure you join us on Zoom on tomorrow. Connect with her so you can join us. Again, I thank you guys for joining the Books and Birthing with myself. This is every Tuesday and Thursday night at exactly 7:30 p.m. We are rocking out the rest of this month up until the first week, of March, until the first week of March. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I have a new face on here to give you nuggets, tips, transparency, and truth about birthing your book. It looks easy, but it is a process, and we want to make sure you understand that there is a process to birthing a book. We love each and every one of you. We love you. We love you. Ashley, I love you, girl. And I
That's-
see you on tomorrow. I see you guys on tomorrow. Again, thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.